It was mentioned that when I was still working, I was responsible for that mobilization of the Wisconsin Guard. It kind of works like this. They don't call up and say, we want the whole Wisconsin Guard. The Army, active Army, would call us, and they would want a battalion next week for this, or a couple months from now. They would want a truck company, an aviation battalion in 3 months. So we had all these different units in the mobilization pipeline. And we would put together mobilization teams that would go out and work with these units, getting the soldiers ready, the equipment ready, and the families ready to go on to active duty. And as I was travel around the state, I would see some of the same soldiers on these mobilization teams for the 5th, 6th, 7th weekend in a row. Why weekends? Because they're citizen soldiers. They work for you during the week, so we tried to do as much of our work as we could on the weekends. But I'd see some of these same soldiers out there week after week. When I'd go back to my office on Monday morning, I'd take some of my general officer stationery, looks like this, got a little red flag, that's Army, got a star in the middle, my rank, and I would write them a personal handwritten letter that read something like this. Sergeant Nelson, I saw you out there again this last weekend. Thank you. Without dedicated soldiers like you, we could not continue to mobilize the quality units that we do for our Army. Would you do me a personal favor? Please thank your family for all of the support they give you so that you can continue to support us. Then I would have my secretary, Sue, mail this to their home. Why their home? Because I wanted them to open this in front of their family so that their family could see that they were receiving individual recognition for their contribution to the organization from the highest ranking Army officer in the state of Wisconsin. And then, of course, they'd show them to their other soldiers. Look what I got from the general. And then I'd see these taped up or tacked up in their cubicles. I'd see them underneath the glass in the desk. And then, when I would go to those ceremonies, send-off ceremonies for the units, families would come up and say, General Denson, thank you. We had no idea that you realized what we were going through. Because, see, they have missed all the birthdays, weddings, anniversaries. They've missed everything. They've missed them all. Now, if I had to call one of those mobilization teams up because something happened that was unscheduled, do you think they'd show up? You bet. Would they complain? No. They'd brag about it. Yeah, General got himself in a corner. We bailed him out. They'd brag about it. Takes me about 90 seconds to write one of these. Cost me at that time 43 cents to mail it. I got paid back in spades. You too have people that work for you day in and day out and give you that extra. Take the time to tell them thank you. Tell them thanks. And you'll know how to do it. Do you do it verbally, in writing? Do you do it publicly or in private? Tell them thank you. Give them that individual recognition for their contribution to the organization. You too will be paid back in spades.